got Nick here, and Nick was addicted to crack cocaine, right?
Yep. Hey guys, I'm Nick.
You don't have to give your last name. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, no, it's all right. You know, just Nick.
And
That's
you're a cook now, or you're a chef?
all right.
What's the difference? I don't
You
know
know,
the difference.
so it's funny. You know, I kind of like had a ego death in a sense. Like, you know, like I was kind of handed the title.
Right.
You know, at like certain spots. You know, just working in the restaurant business and you know, just having that like ego, like you're the best, and you know, like I'm a chef, I know what I'm doing, all that stuff. You know, meanwhile, you're just like a line cook. You're just some, you know, line cook, and you don't. It's just like I'm working like at a restaurant right now. You know, it's my passion, cooking. You know, so I'd say like aspiring chef. You know, just you know, as far as like, you know, practicing humility. You know, but yeah, I mean, I used to like kind of flaunt that title around like kind of as an ego flex to please my ego and my pride. But you know, I kind of, like I said, I had an ego death. So before I got clean, I fluctuated between like 5 different like restaurant jobs in a month. So my tax return forms look abysmal. I haven't, like, I don't know. It was like once I got my tax return, it was like I seen like 10 papers. And I'm like, oh God, I don't even want to like look at this mess.
Yeah, you had like 10. What are they? 1043s?
Yeah.
1099s. What do they do for you?
It was just like, you know, when I saw that, I'm like, no wonder why you got clean, man. Your life was such a mess, you know. So I like to say aspiring chef. I plan on going to school after the summer for culinary, maybe like Stony Brook. I mean, Suffolk Community College, something cool. like that, and just figure it out from there and see how far I could take it. But all
right, let's go back to like your addiction though. Like what made, you know, I mean, what made you start smoking crack? You know, that's like a fucking stupid question.
Yeah.
But what led you on the path to smoking crack? Like to get into that?
So I mean, it really like stemmed from you know, a young age.
I hear your dog back there.
And
they're cute. They're cute dogs.
You probably see the mailman, you know? But it stemmed back from like a real young age, you know, like even before I touched the drug, before I even touched alcohol. I started drinking alcohol when, you know, I was like 13, you know, just you know, just seeking acceptance. And, you know, I liked the way that alcohol made me feel. And, you know, like I said, it was before I even touched the drug. It was like when I was a kid, I wanted every video game. I wanted every toy to collect, like G.I. Joes. I had every single G.I. Joe. My mom told me so. My mom would say no, and I wouldn't take no as an answer, you know. So all the signs are like clearly there from a young age. And you know, the program I work, you know, we try to take a deep in-depth look to like where the problem really stemmed out. And you know, like I guess I was in an experimental stage when I was like 15, 16, did ketamine.
Really? Damn.
Yeah, did ketamine.
I used to smoke weed, man.
yeah. Well, listen, after I turned 16, I was like done with smoking weed. I'm like, that stuff's weak. So I don't like weed, you know. And you know, it like towards the end, it just ended with crack and alcohol, you know. And my decision making wasn't good from the start, but
so you were 16 when you started smoking crack?
No, that was my experimental stage. When I was I'm 30 years old now. When I first started smoking crack, I was 21 years old. And you know, say like I'd probably take a break here and there, but alcohol was always there. I'd still do other things. And like before, like this is the longest time I've got clean. I I have 11 months clean, and like actually in like 3 weeks I'm gonna be a year clean.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, it's amazing. Like, you know, this is the only thing that has worked for me. I've tried doing it on my own for a long time, and thing is, like, I've always wanted it, but I just expected it to happen, you know, and I wasn't ready to admit that I'm powerless and that I couldn't manage things, I couldn't control things, and like I'd always try to force it, you know.
What, force getting like sober?
Yeah. I will, you know, just force things to go my way.
Right,
you know, like
right,
it was just the underlying issue, like that leads to relapse, like having high expectations. You know, you have to set your expectations low.
Right. What like pushed you to get clean? Like, what was the catalyst that got you saying, I gotta fucking straighten out, man?
Yeah, that's, you know, that's the question. Why did I get clean? So before, like, I'd kind of like take half measures. Like, I'd say like, oh, I'm gonna go to outpatient, like say like that, you know, say that to people, like my job.
Right.
Say that to my mother, family members, and I just either sign up for it, never go, or I just, you know, make a phone call and just never follow up.
Right.
You know, and that's how it was for like a couple years before I actually got some like before I got clean. But what was I gonna say? So what happened was, you know, things got pretty bad, you know, like I had some pending charges, and, you know, my relationship with my mother was just dwindling, you know, and I couldn't maintain a job, like I said. Like, I went through 5 different restaurant jobs within a month. I think that's pretty impressive, you know. It's like,
some people can't find one job.
Yeah, that's actually like impressive. You know, just so things got really bad, and it was about to get a lot worse. So, you know, like I ended up going to Tabit House, you know, the same place I believe Erin went, right?
Upstate, right? Is that place upstate? Really nice.
No, it's in Bohemia.
Bohemia.
Yeah.
I don't know. She went. I forgot what she said. She went someplace far.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, as she showed me a picture, it looked like a freaking resort. I mean, I put her thing up on YouTube with like pictures in the background as she was talking, and she sent me a picture of where she went, and it looked like, I was like, shit, I want to go there, man. Place looked like a resort, you know?
Yeah.
Where's Tabit House in Bohemia?
It's in Bohemia, Long Island, New York. And, you know, so I wasn't aware of like the 12 steps of AA, and I mean, I knew it existed, but, you know, I never really like gave that a shot. And you know, it was my first time ever going to a detox, and, you know, they hit me with the question, you know, like, so are you going to make a decision? Are you going to go to rehab? Or are you going to like just, you know, do your 7 days here and you're out? And
wait, Talbot House is
it's a detox.
Oh, maybe she did
crisis
go there
center
first, and then she went to the rehab.
Yeah. It's a bridge, so you could get into like.
I can't remember. I'm 60. I can't
like,
remember shit, man. So.
It's okay, you know. Like a lot of people, like even that battle with addiction, they don't know anything about this stuff, you know. Right. And even if they do, it's like, are you willing? So, you know, like I was basically put in a spot where I had to make a decision, and it's like, you know, something happened to me in there. It was like I wanted to I wanted to be successful in life, but all my problems have accumulated to me going up to that point. And, you know, I had untreated eczema. The front of my teeth were missing, and
that's from crack, like from the drug?
Well, I blamed it on a piece of steak that I was chewing on, but like the three,
Yeah.
you know, it plays the blame game. You know, that's the thing. That's the things that we do. You know, when we're sick and suffering. But what happened was, like, I got my teeth knocked out at a young age, you know, just playing around with, as a kid. So, like, the three front of my teeth are fake, but, you know, it was a consequence of, you know, smoking the amount of crack I was, you know, doing. And, you know, like, I'd steal my alcohol in order to, you know, fuel my addiction, you know, and, like, I'd get withdrawals from that, you know, as far as, like, anxiety. There'd be days that it'd be really bad. I'd get shakes, and...
Still to this day, it happens? Or?
No.
No, it's over?
No, it was for that, like, brief period of time. Like, I'd say, like, I was smoking probably, like, 8 bowl crack a day, like, if not, probably, like, on a good day, it'd be, like, 5 grams, you know? But I don't even know how I'd afforded it, you know. I'd find ways, even with no money, you know, just helping out drug dealers, and, you know, just I had to do a lot of things I didn't want to do in order to, you know, get what I wanted. And, you know, that's how it is with sobriety as well. There's a lot of things I don't want to do, but I still do it. That's just life, you know, in order to get where you want to be at
least now the things you don't want to do are helping you, you know, rather than fucking hurting you, you know.
Absolutely. So like I had to put that mentality in, like, a different, like, area that's, like, positive. But after Tablet House, I went to St. Christopher's Inn. I did 90-90 there, so 90 meetings, 90 days. So they're like a AA rehab facility, and it's in Garrison, New York. It's like it's not even upstate. It's like a little upstate. But beautiful spot. It's like a Catholic rehab, so you have to wear the collars and you know, pants, and, you know, if you didn't, you'd get, like, community service for, like, a couple hours. They'd normally throw you in the kitchen, and you know, they give you vocational activity, like, say, like, I worked in the kitchen, like, other people, they did, like, landscaping around the area. But I was in there with, like, 100 dudes, and it was for about, like, 87 days after, like, staying at Tablet House for, like, 9 days. So, yeah, I documented every single day I was there in a small notebook, and it was just, like, mainly so I could focus on the structure that I so desperately needed in my life, because I was so used to chaos. And to be quite honest, I love the chaos, the insanity, you know, like, I like how it was then, like, you know, just to run away from my, like, instead of, like, dealing with my problems in, like, a manner like that I do now today, I'd go to the solution, like, the temporary solution.
Right.
Like, as far as, like, oh, I need to get high. I need a drink right now, you know? Like, that's how I would deal with everything. Like, every girl that rejected me, you know, if I stubbed my toe, you know,
I'll get a drink, man.
Stub my toe, I need to smoke crack.
You know, sucks, man. What was the hardest part about getting like sober?
So after I was done with rehab, like, I had a decent amount of time clean, you know, almost 100 days, and the hardest thing about getting sober is just it's kind of like you kind of realize the problems weren't really the drugs and the alcohol. It was like maybe your mentality or your spirituality. It wasn't, like, fit. And you know, you, like, I've come to realize, like, doing this for like almost a year now, that if I'm not, like, spiritually, I'm not mentally fit, you know, normally, like, I could go out, like, say, like, if there's a function with alcohol and stuff, but, like, I'd rather not fix it, because I'd be more susceptible, because I'm not, like, spiritually, mentally fit, or, you know, like, in that mind state, you know, that
Did you find a higher power? I know they always look for a higher power.
So, yeah, a higher power. You know,
Well, what's your higher power?
My higher power is my grandfather.
Oh yeah.
You know, there's a reason why you and I are like sitting in this spot right now today. Like, this is, you know, this is like where I'm meant to be. Right. You know, and like after I got out of rehab, I was staying at my mother's for a week. Like, but after I got out, I did all the things that I had to do. I just want to plug that in. Like, I took the suggestions. I got a sponsor. Yeah. I got a home group, and you know, shortly after I got a commitment, it was just setting up chairs for a meeting, you know, every Monday. And I love that commitment because, you know, you build bonds, you build connections with people. And, you know, that's just like normally how it works. And it's just a great community to be a part of, you know. And every day I have to wake up that, like, I have to admit that I'm powerless over this. I have no control over this. But like, what am I gonna do about it? Am I gonna like sit there and just let it take over, or am I gonna like take necessary action in order to like get to where I gotta be at? But yeah, my grandfather, I speak to him like. I try like to the best of my ability, you know?
Right.
And yeah, so I was staying at my mother's for a week. It didn't really work out. My sponsor, like, it was his second day knowing me. Like, you know, something happened. It was just, you know, we weren't getting along. You think things would get better? Like, you know, you think things would get better, you know? Like, say, like, I'm clean now, and...
oh, you mean your mom?
Yeah, I was staying at my mom's.
You get along with your sponsor. I was like, what the fuck?
No. Like, so this is where my sponsor comes in. Like, his second day knowing me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, hey man, is it cool if like I throw this tote in the back of your car and then we hit the meeting? Or and he's like, yeah, man, sure. Yeah. And by the way, like how I got him to sponsor me, I just pointed at him. I'm like, you're gonna be my sponsor, you know, because it's, you know, they ask if anyone has a spiritual awakening and, you know, raise their hands. So like I just pointed at him, and you know, he was like, yeah man, let's get to it, and we've been at it since. So it's cool, it's great. We're almost done.
Does he sponsor anyone else? Or they have just one person? I don't know anything about
you could take on as many as you
really?
like. Cool. Yeah. Cool. There's
how many people does he have? Just you?
It's just, yeah, I believe it's just me and another gentleman right now.
Oh, cool.
But it's one thing to like get clean, and it's one thing to like get sober, you know, like remain abstinent from drugs and alcohol, but it's also another thing to stay connected and, you know, utilize the solution to the best of your capability. You know, like every day I'm not perfect. I've made some giant mistakes since being clean, you know, and I sometimes I'm hard on myself, but like there's times where it's like, you know, dude, it could be so much worse. Like the way I look at it, like I said, it was like it was getting so bad, and you know, it was getting to the point where it was about to get worse. You know, I was doing things that I normally don't do, and it was just completely out of character for me. Like it was just terrible. You know, like I was a good I am a good person. But, you know, sometimes, like, I'd even use that as an excuse to, like, use
you just made
stuff.
A mistake.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you a bad person.
You know,
just fucked up. Everyone fucks up, man. Some people fuck up a little worse than others, you know what I mean? It's like...
But, yeah, I was fortunate enough to, you know, like, get it down and just, like, pursue it the way that I do. But, yeah, where was I at? So, yeah, right now I'm on step 10.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's
how many steps is it?
There's 12 steps.
12 steps.
Yeah. So it's like
is that fast to do all 12 in a year, or I mean 10 in a year, or is that?
Well, we're doing it thoroughly.
Yeah.
You know, people do it differently.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like step 10 is wait. I don't remember it off the bat, but it's like taking it's taking inventory and like admitting when you're wrong, you know. And I'm definitely on that step because I've been doing that a lot lately. That's you know, like as far as like communicating with family members, all that stuff, you know. But you know, sometimes you gotta like slow your horse, you know.
Yeah.
And but you know, after I got after he started sponsoring me, like I still had court dates to attend. I still had traffic tickets to pay. I still had a lawyer to pay, and you know, I moved to my aunt's, and that's where I'm at now. And you know, when things weren't great at first, because like I have all these charges that I have to take care of and show face to court, and
they're not serious charges, are they? I mean, you don't have
it could have been.
Oh, it could have been.
It could have been serious if I didn't take care of it, and
Right.
that's the point where that's exactly where I was headed. I just didn't care.
Right.
You know, it was going to get to that point where it's like, you know, I wasn't gonna do anything about it. Like, say if I didn't do anything about it, someone else was, and I wasn't gonna like the way they were gonna do it. So like, ultimately, I had to make a smart decision, and you know, I had to surrender, man. And it was the hardest thing to ever do, but you do that, and just things just fall into place, and it just works out for you. Like the more you try and like force things and control things, control is a word I really don't like to use. It's like one of those no words for me. It just say if it doesn't go your way, you
Right.
set yourself up for disappointment, and it's only because you set your expectations very high.
Yeah.
Me, like, I clear the slate every day, and
Yeah, if something doesn't go your way, you should say, well, just fuck it, man. There's a reason, maybe.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So I always say something like, you know, you want something, whatever. It doesn't go the way I want it to. It's like, all right, you know, move on, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's before I was totally not like that. Doing this has just improved my life, like all aspects of my life.
That's great.
And you know, like I said, things were gonna get bad, but it was about to get worse. But my life is like, if I think it's good right now, it's gonna get a lot better.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, definitely.
and once I get a year, like I'm gonna be able to sponsor people and, you know, carry on the message, and that's what really mainly helps you maintain your sobriety. And yeah, it's just a lot of things are happening, you know, and I'm not looking too far into the future, you know. I just focus on the day,
Right.
but it's like the way things are meant to be right now, you know. There's no coincidences, and you know, like I was just like so like spiritually broken down, and I just thought there was this dark entity that was following me
Probably
my entire
was, man. Probably was. You got rid of it, though.
Well, say even if it
Yeah.
if it wasn't there, like, you know, like, am I gonna do anything about it? You know, if it wasn't there, like, what are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna let it destroy you, or are you gonna do something? You know, and that's just the way I felt. And like, I always blamed other people for my poor decision making, and I'm not trying to get into war stories or anything,
Right.
but you know, it was just all around bad. Like, you know, I couldn't maintain a relationship. Like, it was just, I couldn't maintain a job, you know,
Right.
at all. Like, for like, since I've been done with like high school, you know, like, it's just been chaos. But I made all the right choices after doing what I had to do for those 3 months. And
How long you been at the job now? The one you're working at now?
so yeah, I've been there for like about 8 months.
Oh, okay, cool.
My boss, she actually knows what I do. So I actually met her husband at a meeting.
Oh, really?
And like it was like I was like 3 days out of rehab when I met this guy, but he's gonna be speaking at one of my anniversaries, which is cool, like.
Yeah.
And
cool.
he drove me home from a meeting, and like we got each other's numbers, and he spoke with his wife about it or whatever. He's like, oh, this kid, he's like very cool and stuff, and I think he's serious about it. Like if you show like how serious you are about
Yeah, you gotta show a little commitment.
Yeah, you have to show. Yeah, it's one thing to hit a meeting, but it's if you just hit a meeting and not doing more, that's probably not enough.
So he's your boss.
But
his wife.
His wife is my boss.
Okay.
But
So he's the one that got you the job there, or did you work there before you?
No, I didn't work there.
So they got you the job.
Yeah, they didn't know me at all.
Right.
Yeah, but that's the type of people you meet in this program. It's awesome. I met some of the coolest people by doing this, and it's like my life before it had no meaning, but I'm still searching for some type of meaning to, like, as far as like contributing something to this world and not being a waste, because like I felt like like I had so much to offer, and it was like it was over, and it's like I can't stop. I want to stop today, but the next day I do it again, and I just didn't understand it. I like, what is wrong with me? There's something wrong with me. And I just didn't want to do anything about it. I just expected things to go my way, get clean for like a week, and then end up like, cracks in my face somehow, some way. And,
right.
I just, there's other things that you can do that makes, like, you put in work. It sounds funny, but the more work you put in, as far as like, really going through the steps thoroughly, and like I still don't understand today, like, but I tried to the best of my capability, The easier it gets, the more work you put into your recovery. It's just like, I'm not a statistical guy, but the more the more like, oh man, I'm like stuttering right now.
That's fine, man. No, take your time, man.
All right, let me.
The more work you put in, the more you get out.
Yeah, exactly. But like the best like chances of me like getting this, like, I just seen like I had to do more. Like, I have 5 home groups, which my great grand sponsor, he asked me like yesterday. He's like, oh, where are you celebrating? What home group are you celebrating at? And I'm like, yo, you asked that on purpose, Like,
yeah,
I'm like, yeah,
right?
because I got like 5 of them. Or he's like, which one are you celebrating? I'm like, you did that on purpose, man. You're funny.
So you met you met this guy, and then his wife got you the job after you met him. So you got this job through.
Yeah, and they're both in recovery. They're very familiar with the program, and I've it's helped them out as well by them just doing service, just helping me out. And I started off part-time for a little while.
Is this your first cooking job, or do you
No, this is not my first
okay.
cooking.
So
we went over this before.
Okay.
I had like 5 jobs in 1 month.
I wasn't sure. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, wait, were those all cooking jobs he was telling me about, or were they doing other shit? But yeah, those are all cooking jobs.
Oh, yeah. It was,
So I get brain spasms, man. I've been suffering brain spasms for years, and they're getting worse and worse as I get older.
Oh man, you're completely fine. It's okay.
Cool.
But it's been like so much better. It's been so much better, man. But 5 home groups is a lot, and I was hitting like 9-12 meetings a week,
That's good.
Since
though,
I got
man.
out, since I got out of rehab, but I can't as much as I normally want to, because now I'm working like full time, but I still have like a commitment, and I go to at least 2 of those home groups,
Didn't you go to one this morning? You told me. Well,
Oh yeah, I go to outpatient as well.
Oh, okay.
You know, as far as my counselor is great. You know, he's awesome. He got me a couple coins or whatever. You know, and me and him have like a lot of good chats, and he has 20. He's one of us. You know, like, and he has 21 plus years clean, and.
wow.
It's not like a social worker you're talking to. I had one of those in rehab. It was freaking awful. Like
They can't relate.
Yeah.
People like that.
Exactly. the way this lady at the rehab she said she related was by her shopping addiction. I'm like, what is that? you know?
That's ridiculous. Yeah, any kind of like trauma or anything like war veterans, abuse survivors. You have to talk and be among people that experience the same thing. You can't just talk to a social worker that has no fucking clue on, you know what I mean, on what you're going through. You can't. It doesn't work. You need to be with other people that experience the same thing, you know?
Me personally, I think that's very dangerous, you know, and, who knows? Like, I do aspire to be, like, a chef one day, you know, but I may switch it up. I may possibly help other people in recovery, you know.
You could do both, man.
Yeah, I could do both, you know. It's just something like I do today. Like I do service. I speak at meetings if I'm ever asked. It's like that. Ever watch that movie Yes Man with Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
It's like, so the way this thing works is like, the more you say yes, the better your life gets. You know, it's like it's so weird. It's just like the movie Yes Man.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie in a while.
Great,
I want to watch it. But the moment you say no, you start to see your life like crumbling, and it's like everything's going all to hell, and it's exactly like that movie. Like you don't say no, and if you have the opportunity to do it, just do it.
Yeah. Did you Joe Rogan just had a guy, Andre. Actually, I wrote his name down because I knew I would forget it.
Oh yeah,
Jose Andres.
I actually watched that. Yeah.
That was great, wasn't it?
I fell asleep like halfway into it.
Oh, they're long, yeah.
I loved his accent.
Yeah.
He sounded extremely passionate about what he does.
Yeah.
So the thing that I did when I was like I'm still an alcoholic. I'm an addict, but say like when I was active in like my addiction. Right. It was like one thing I say is like, it was just cheese, bread, crack, and alcohol. Wow. It's like I always made grilled cheeses. I tell you what, I make like the best freaking grilled cheeses.
Yeah.
But here and there, like I haven't really had much time to cook other than at work. But I do really need to like hop on that, and because it is something that I'm passionate about, and I do feel lost without.
He said that he hires people like that were former recovering drug addicts, and even homeless people that are trying to get their life together. He said he hires those, and the cooking actually brings them back. You know what I mean? It's part of the therapy.
Yeah, it is therapeutic, man. And it's so weird to me because like it's like since being clean, it's like I'd get like drunk and like come up with like this most fire idea and all that, and it'd come out great. It's like I kind of had to like relearn doing that like clean and all that stuff. But like it's anything that you pursue in life, be passionate about, and just have fun with it. You don't have to be like completely serious all the yes, take it serious, but also remain passionate. I'm sure you understand that very well.
At the same time,
as far as like tattooing and all of that stuff, and
and that's how I met you.
Yeah. You did my onk last time. I was like,
I remember that.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I was clean for like 3 months or whatever when you did the onk for me, but
cool.
I wasn't doing any program. Like I was like, I got the girl, I got the car, I got the place. I'm set. I'm good. I got this.
What made you decide to get the program? You probably said that already, but my brain spasms are kicking in.
It's, I decided.
Right.
You know, I make the decision every day.
Right.
That's-
Yeah, every day you got to do it, right?
Basically, I clear the slate every day now, and you know, it's like it just works out better as far as like success. Like I see myself getting somewhere every day, and it's like little by little, and I don't see it right away. You know, like early recovery was freaking rough, man. Oh my god, it was rough.
Do you get
You know?
withdrawals from coming off of crack?
No, not
It's like kind of like
say,
cocaine, right?
Not
it's out of your
so
system.
much. Say like, you know, it was like more like mentally,
Right.
you know, coming off of it. I did get cravings for a while. Like say like, you know, it smells like burnt plastic when you smoke it or whatever. Like I
Right.
did get like those cravings like pretty intensely sometimes.
So if someone burns plastic, you
Yeah, just like,
Yeah.
you know, I just, you know, I just get the like somehow, some way, like craved it, and I'm like, oh man, you know, but the things that I would do in order to get what I needed, as far as like alcohol, as far as like crack cocaine, you know, I chased that
yeah.
differently today. I chased that with sobriety, and
Yeah, I was addicted to opiates, and if I, even to this day, if I get very frustrated with something, first thing I think about is taking a Percocet.
oh,
You know,
man.
because the withdrawals are the same feeling kind of as frustration. You know, it's that same, I guess it triggers the same mechanism in your head. So when I get frustrated, I get that anxiety and that frustration. It's the first thing I think of. And I have one I have a safe at home. I have one Percocet in my safe. Might be two of them there. I don't know. But they're in there. But I don't touch them. And they're
You said it's
expired by now
expired,
anyway.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
I
I was telling
remember you
Aaron
saying
that. Yeah.
that.
Yeah, they're probably expired. I actually did take one because I probably have another one left then. And it made me sick, man. Because my back was hurting so bad. I'm like, I'm just going to take this. So I'm good. I took it. This was a few months ago. And then I got so freaking sick. I got nauseous. I was going to have my kid drive me to the hospital. I was like, what the fuck, man?
Oh yeah.
And my son told me, he's like, basically yelled at me. He's like, I told him, he goes, those things are probably expired. He goes, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know? He goes, you can't take that shit. They're expired. I'm like,
That's wild.
yeah.
I've smoked some questionable crack. You know, like
Yeah.
I'd say
Sure,
like I
dude.
take a hit and I'm like nodding out.
Like,
I'm
what else is in this, man?
This isn't safe, but
Yeah.
I'm still smoking.
Are they putting
it
fentanyl
'cause-
in crack now, too? Or is
Well,
it-
I think what happens with that is like, you know, it's manufactured in like a drug warehouse or whatever, and say the fentanyl is so potent it just like sprinkles onto other things. That's
Right.
why you hear like,
Yeah.
you know,
like you get a warning
fent-
label on your food, warning cooked with like egg products. Because even though this has no eggs, it might have egg in it or something.
yeah, when they
So,
sell you
know,
crack,
warning,
they don't
you-
have any
yeah.
of those.
Warning, this crack is made in the same facility as
Yeah.
fentanyl, you know?
No, they just throw it in a plastic baggie with knotted up like all ghetto, like, you know, burn it, probably burn the plastic if they're really ghetto, you know. You know, they don't do that with that stuff, man.
I have a friend of mine that, he's getting sober now, but he was addicted to heroin and opiates and any kind of opiate, heroin. He'd snort it, shoot it, whatever. And now he's getting clean, but he used to go looking for fentanyl. He said he wants he'd go to Queens and he'd buy fentanyl, you know? I'm like,
Yeah.
what are you, fucking crazy, man? You
Well,
know?
you know, there's certain meetings that are
Yeah.
like a little far out there. Like, say, like if I'm asked to speak at a certain one, you know, like, well, I think to myself, I'm like, oh, that's a little far, or what? Like, or it's like, you know, say it's like to support someone, it's their anniversary, they're
Right.
celebrating there. It's like whatever the occasion may be, you know, like I'll look at like say like 45 minutes
Yeah.
or whatever, or say if like someone needs a ride, you know, and like it'll definitely like. I see like it'll help them out, you know, like I go out of my way for that because
Yeah,
I'd go out of
definitely.
the way all the time for, you know,
To buy your shit.
yeah,
you can go out of the
as
way
far
for
as like
a
my
person.
yeah.
Definitely.
You know, so like I don't see it as an inconvenience whatsoever, because all I was doing was inconveniencing myself like for basically decade straight, you know. But yeah, I just yeah, as far as that goes, it's I just hit the meeting anyways because I'm like, yo, I would have drove like 45 minutes for a 20 piece, dude. You know, like like that's crazy. But yeah, like I've attended I attended a few funerals, like, you know, back then when I was active, and like say like I'd say like I was
right?
there, and yeah, and like I'd say like today more what do you call it? I'm more like I don't know. I just don't like opening Facebook because it's sometimes it's like every other week. It's like you see like someone you went to school with, they passed away, and it's like damn, man, like, you know, it's so sad. Like I feel so bad for the family. Like my best friend, one of my best friends, he passed away
from drugs.
Yeah, like 3 weeks ago, about like probably like 2.5 weeks ago. He passed away. I went to the funeral. I paid my respects. I made sure I was dressed all nice, and you know, because I know he'd do the same for me. And you know, like not like we weren't talking or anything.
Yeah.
But you know, like I was a little distant, but only because you know, like I was focusing on me. You know.
Yeah.
Like. Once I was like finished with St. Christopher's, like I completely changed my phone number. I didn't associate myself with any of the people that I used to hang out with. Like, you know,
you can't.
Like,
they'll just drag you down again.
Yeah, yeah. It's like I completely started over. Like, and I had the same phone number for like a long time, for like nearly 20 years. I had the same phone number, you know, and it wasn't on purpose I changed it. It's just like, you know, the phone line was like I was away for a while, you know. But I wouldn't even say that's a long time to go to rehab, you know. Like some of these dudes you come across, like, you know, they go to sober houses, and that's something my counselor tried forcing me to do. But you know, I felt like I already did that in rehab. I'm like, that'd be a little too much, you know. And yeah, I didn't do the sober living thing, but I commend the guys that do that stuff.
Yeah,
I really do.
He's right now in the sober house.
Oh, really? Yeah, I commend the people who like that takes some willpower to be around, because like there's certain people that, like, you know, they can't, you know, it's so weird to me, but not really, because like say like if I wasn't ready, then I'd be doing the same thing. You know, like say like if I got a little taste of freedom, I'd be scheming immediately in order to get, you know, get right, man. You know, so like I don't judge, and
but some people also don't have a place to turn to. Like you got your aunt, you know, your aunt took you in and everything, you know. So
absolutely, I'm so fortunate.
You know, they have to go to a sober house, really.
Yeah, but. You know, like I've done like a lot of cool things.
I turned my phone off. What the fuck is my phone doing on again? I could have sworn I turned.
I thought you turned it off too.
Yeah, power off. Let's do it again. But you know, I didn't do my thumbprint. Okay, that's why.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the update. I gotta like prove it's me to turn my fucking phone off. It's honestly ridiculous.
They're trying to get your eyeball, your fingerprint, all that stuff. But I've done a lot of cool things in sobriety, and I've had like so much fun. Like as far as like activities go, you know, like I go to the gym with people that I met like through this, and it's like, you know, it's great. You know, like brought meetings to like assisted living, and you know, like say like, you know, like this one gentleman, we call him like Uncle John. We haven't been there in a while, but you know, my work schedule changed. Like I started working full time basically,
right?
You know, but we would bring a meeting and like, you know, have our own little meeting there. You know, like say like cool. he's like he's an older gentleman, but you know he's cool. You know, and yeah, it's just like say like if I was in that spot, you know, like I'm like unable to make meetings because like, you know, I'm in assisted living, and it's like I'd want someone to do the exact same thing for me,
that's
you
cool.
know.
Bring it to them. Yeah,
so
that's awesome, man.
Yeah, so you know, someone set it up. A very great guy, and you know, like I made sure I attended that, you know, and you know, it was like say like it was a decent drive, but you know, it's you know, it's never out of the way when it comes to that.
Yeah.
like at the end of the day, if you do everything that you got to do and say like it necessarily doesn't go your way, as long as you did it, as long as you did what you got to do, it's all right. You know, you just need to accept that like things aren't always gonna go your way. You know, and yeah, every day is a trophy. It seriously is. And you know, getting through my worst days, like I've come to have like some of the best days. You know, this is like the best shape I've ever been in my life. You know,
That's good, man.
yeah, like hitting the gym, meditating every single day. Well, not every single day, but like I not like you know.
Meditate?
Yeah, I meditate.
Are you into like Buddhism or Zen or anything?
Buddhism and Zen. No, I don't know too much about it, but
yeah, there's a book called
open.
Hardcore Zen by Brad Warner, and that book literally changed my life.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I hear people say, "Oh yeah, this book changed my life," and I was like, "How could a book change your life?" You know, I never believed it.
We're talking.
Yeah,
I said the same thing as well.
Yeah, and then I read that, and I was like, "Wow," 'cause I used to be like, just like an angry person, and you know, I read that book and it totally like mellowed me out, just made me, you know, slow down, stop being in such a hurry, you know, and it's really good. Yeah, it's a great book. I tried reading his other books aren't as good as that one, but because that's how good that one is. It's like I don't think anyone
What's the name of the book?
Hardcore Zen.
Hardcore Zen.
And the guy's Brad Warner. He was a bass player for a punk rock band.
Oh, that's sick.
And then he became a Zen monk. And his I don't know if they call them masters or teachers, whatever. They're descended from a line of school from what the hell's this guy's name? Oh, he's a famous Zen guy from Japan. I can't think of his name now, but it's that line of monks that, you know, from him, you know. So it's like a long lineage he has, you know. And it's just really good. Yeah, you gotta check it out. It's really good. Even if you're not going to be a Buddhist.
That's so
cool
that you said, because that's kind of like how this program works. It's like the guy who sponsors me, he has a sponsor, and it's like, you know, like it's like a family, you know. It's crazy. It's like some Avatar stuff. Ever watch Avatar, The Last Airbender? It's like, you know.
No, I might have saw like.
It's a cartoon,
yeah,
Nickelodeon cartoon, but it's like, you know. Yeah, it's cool stuff, man. Like meditating, you know, clearing that gunk out, like before I start my day, it's great. You know, like even if you do it for 5 minutes, you know, like me preferably, like I like doing it for like 20 minutes.
Just lay down and think. You don't have to sit in like zazen, like with your like the Buddha. You know, you can just like lay down in your bed, stare at the ceiling, just clear your mind. You know?
You could do it anywhere.
Yeah,
you know, and you know, focusing on your breaths and, you know, just not thinking about anything at all and just clearing your conscience. It's, you know, like I said, like clear the slate, dude, every day. And exercise is a big key for me, you know, like as far as like energy wise, you know, like I get my energy off of crack, you know, like, and you know what's funny, like your addiction, it just doesn't go away. It like pops up in other ways, you know, like I find myself like on a Sunday morning or whatever, I'm like chugging 6 Monsters, man. You know, like it's like I'm like, do I have a problem? I'm peeing green.
If I did that,
I'm like, I'm peeing green. Do I have a problem? You know? And this since like the past year, this is probably the most amount of chocolate I've ever eaten, man. Yo, I ate so much chocolate.
And sugar rush.
I love chocolate, dude. And you know, it even says in the book that chocolate's good for alcoholics. It says that in I believe it's like chapter 10 or something like that. You know, like I've read it all. Like I haven't read it all, but I'm almost done with it. But you know, I'm just looking forward to like do it again, because that's like really when the real work starts, you know, when you start helping another. The whole thing about this program is like, one alcoholic helping another alcoholic. You know, that's how it started with Bill and Dr. Bob. You know, yeah.
Well, they say you can't in Buddhism, it says you can't light, like the Buddha said, I don't know how he worded it, but who knows, but he said something like you can't light another person's path without also lighting your own. You know, so you give someone light in their journey, you're also lighting your own, adding light to your own journey, you know?
Yeah, it's like, it's good to be selfish in like a healthy way, you know, as far like you helping yourself and like being on point like helps.
Yeah.
How are you going to help others if you can't help yourself?
Exactly.
And, you know, it's Buddhism, I believe it was like, I believe it was like, it was Muhammad, like Gandhi or, but like if you want change, be the change.
Exactly,
You know,
yeah.
I love that quote.
Yeah.
And,
or on the airplane,
yeah.
the thing said, like if you ever go on an airplane, if it says when the mask drops, if something happens, to put the mask on your face before putting it on the child. Because usually a parent would put the mask on the kid first. But it, you know,
Wow.
Yeah, in other words, help yourself first, and then you'll be okay to help the kid. You know what I mean? Because you could go 3 minutes without air,
And
so it's not a big deal. Yeah.
And also it's like, you know, we talked about patience. Like that's something I totally did not have. Like, and I still don't have it sometimes to this day. You know, like it's traffic. You know, let's talk about traffic, man.
Yeah.
Like I just.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
no,
dude.
traffic,
Yo.
yeah. I still get.
We're in New York,
sometimes.
man.
Oh
yeah.
I fucking hate that shit.
But
People get mad at you. I saw someone get mad at me today. Oh, you know what I did? I put my blinker on and I changed lanes. That's all I did. And he wanted to fight.
Yeah.
He was mad, man.
and
like,
it's
really?
like
You wanna fight.
It's also like.
And I guess I had a show because I have, you know, I was saying something about that, but it wouldn't end well if I got into an altercation on the street. You know, just wouldn't. So I avoid that shit.
Yeah,
you know?
like my road rage has progressively gotten better. Now it's not where I want it to be though.
No, it never is. I just think
Yeah,
got under
there's times
control.
where
Some
do-
asshole wants to fight you because you changed lanes. You know.
Yeah, there is times where I do flip out. Like, you know, say like you know, like even like video games or what. That was like my real first addiction. You know, that's like, you know, it was action figures, and it turned into like I had really like I still have very bad ADHD. You know, I had like 10 comic books in high school. Like I, you know, like I doodled in class all the time. I made sure that I finished my classwork as fast as possible. So like I had the extra like 15 minutes in order like for the remainder of the class before it's like, you know, the bell rang.
Right.
You know, like I made sure I had time like to like, you know, I have to get this comic book done. You know,
you wrote them yourself and drew them?
Yeah,
Cool.
I don't believe yeah, I'm very passionate about drawing as well. You know,
Do you have a comic book? Did you like do an entire one or?
I had 10 of them.
Really?
You know, like the textbook, the note. I forget the subject notebooks.
Right.
So on every, like, you know, one page has another side to it. Both sides were filled on every single book.
Oh wow.
All pages.
You wrote the story and everything.
Yeah, it was like
That's cool, man.
Yeah, it was like stupid comic books, but you know, it was great. I believe like for a time, like I was like Xeroxing them at like my mom's job, like copying them or whatever off the printer, making copies of those and like selling them at school for like 25 cents for a little bit.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was like it was cool, you know, like, but you know, I felt like that was an escape from my like social anxiety, you know, and you know, I feel like that's where some of the stuff stemmed from. Like, you know, like I felt like I didn't fit in, so alcohol made me more comfortable, and you know, the more I did it, like I felt better, you know, and it's like to the point where you know it became a serious problem for a long time, and you know, I knew it. I just didn't want to do anything about it. I didn't care, you know, until you know, things were just about to get worse, you know, like say like 3 weeks before I went into rehab, I'm smoking meth. Like when the hell do I smoke meth? You know, like it was the first time I smoked meth, you know, like so I'm like making all these uncharacteristic decisions, and you know, what really got me was you know, just knowing how good it could be on, like how much better it could be on the other side, and just not doing anything about it. And you know, that's how your loved ones look at you. They see the potential in you, and you're just slowly killing and destroying yourself. But you know, there's a beautiful way to living life now, and like I found it, and I don't practice it to the best of my I don't practice it like to the best of my capability sometimes, but that's okay as long as I do it. If I don't do it at all, then I'm not spiritually, mentally fit. And I've come to realize that, and I'm aware of a lot of things today than I was now. And I, sometimes I feel like I'm alienated in a sense, because like I pick up on a lot of things that other people do that I seen myself doing while I was like active in all the bullshit that I was,
and you're like, holy shit,
I'm like, well, it's not even I was there. It's like, I'm still not too far from that, and I need to realize that. Right. All it takes is one, dude. And it's game over, bro. Yeah. But, I just remaining positive, like a positive mentality, and, negative thoughts take you out. And, I always told myself, like I still tell myself this, like the comeback's better than the setback, it's a lot bigger than the setback, and, things, it's going to be all right. I just have to keep telling myself that when I'm really down and out, because negative thought, like when you get in your head, that's a dangerous place to be in, and, there's just so many ways that you could combat that, and it's like when you get into the fog, it sometimes takes longer to get out of, like sometimes it's quick, sometimes it's slow, like that's what they say in the promises, I believe, like sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly, in spiritual progress, not perfection, it's just like keeping it simple and not doing it your own way. It's
you gotta follow the program.
Yeah, right? You gotta like there's certain rules in place that are there like just for a reason, just so you don't fall off. And sorry if I'm like talking too much.
No, man.
But like it's I also go to other fellowships like NA's.
That's why you're here. I want you to talk, man. This is helping people, that's the whole idea of this.
I'm trying my best to get the point across, but like I also go to other fellowships. I go to Narcotics Anonymous, and it's like they give hugs there instead of like handshakes.
That's what everyone's saying.
It's like, so I didn't know this like at first, but like you know why they give you hugs?
Why?
So the reason why they give you hugs is because they don't know the next time. I'm not sure if this is correct, if right. But they're not sure if like that's gonna be they're not certain if they'll see you again. Right. If it's gonna be the last time they'll see you again.
So hug
it's pretty
is more
hardcore,
personal too.
Yeah, and
handshake. Everyone, handshakes.
I went to
give someone a hug. It's like, oh shit, when you get a hug from someone, especially if it's unexpected.
Yeah.
You're like, oh shit, man.
I was drawn back by. So you want to hear something funny? So like I went to a couple NA meetings or whatever. So like I go to, like they're very strict like in AA about like men with the men and women with the women. Right. So so like I went to go give like some girls hugs or whatever, and they just like ran away from me, like, oh God, get away from me. Yeah, I'm like oh, because they do handshakes there. They're not that personable or like open arms. Yeah. Oh, wow. You got to be there for a while. I don't know. Plus like we're all freaking messes in those rooms, man. You're in that healthy bubble, but it still exists, and it's very out there, and it's not getting better at all either. And today, like say like there's beer in the fridge, there's wine in the house, like cooking wine. Like I open the cupboards, I open the fridge, and I stare directly at it. I have no urge, no desire to even pick it up, because I know the consequences very well. I'm going to be back where I was at, and it may be a lot worse than it was when I've before I started doing this. And it's like I kind of have something to lose now, you know, and it's, at first I didn't, and that was dangerous. But the moment I started, like, realizing this is my only opportunity for success is, you know, remaining clean, you know, like, as far as, like, going to school, going to culinary, figuring it out,
Yeah.
you know, like, I don't have the answers. I don't know how to live life. Admitting that's really empowering, you know. And, like, there's a lot of things about life I still don't know.
Yeah.
And I never got to live life up until now.
Right.
You know.
So when do you go into culinary school?
So in a couple of weeks, me and my friend, we're gonna go, I believe that's when you sign up for classes. But
cool.
I'm so excited that I get to do what I actually want to do now.
Yeah, that's great. Man.
And
that's in, what'd you say, Suffolk County, right? Suffolk Community?
It's a Suffolk Community College.
Yeah.
I believe they have a culinary course there. It's like, yeah. It's like one of those trades there, I believe. But, you know, I just want to go there, feel like, and plus, like, you know, there's more to learn, dude. Like, I don't know everything about cooking. All I really talked about was grilled cheese, you know? Like, so, like, I'm not, like, a professional chef or anything. You know, like, I do make the most bomb fajitas, so oh my god, yeah. Homemade guac, pico, all that stuff. Oh, cool. Forget it. Oh, I'm getting hungry now.
Some people can't even boil water now. Yeah. You know? So you're like fucking ahead of them.
Ever put your ramen in the microwave and forget the water?
No, I never did that.
Then you're good. Yeah. You know, you're a chef.
Cool. Yeah, I think I always tell people I miss my calling as a chef because I love cooking. I have a bunch of cookbooks at home. I love cooking, man.
You were talking about the vanilla extract that you're talking about.
Make my own vanilla. That's not cooking. That's just throwing vanilla beans.
Still, that's so cool. I never heard of that.
Yeah,
it's so freaking cool.
And it lasts forever. It's like never
alcohol,
goes bad.
Dude. Yeah. I got to stay away from that. Yeah. I'm just playing.
I brewed my own beer a little bit too. That's fun. Brewing beer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's really cool. I did it a couple of times, and I just kind of stopped, you know.
Yeah. My thing was Voodoo Ranger, Juicy Haze, and, like, Tito's. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it loved me, though. And neither did crack.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is that? I love the drugs, but they don't love me or some shit. Marilyn Manson.
I love crack, but it don't love me. You know, simple as that. You know, it's a toxic relationship. But, you know, like, also, you know, other aspects of that, like, you know, it's like when, like, cooking with, you know, liquor or wine, you know, cooking wine and stuff, like, you know, like, I always put, like, extra in because I'm such a freaking alcoholic, you know?
Does it have alcohol in it, cooking wine?
What?
Does it have alcohol in it?
Yeah, it does, yeah.
What's the difference between cooking wine and regular wine? Is there a difference?
You could use regular. I've used regular wine. I've used cooking wine, but
I have an old cookbook at home called With a Bottle of Wine. It's an old hardcover book, and every recipe has wine. It's always something to do with wine. I never made anything out of it. I just thought it was cool, and I got it.
Yeah.
You know? I saw it on eBay a long time ago. I just threw it in my little cookbook collection.
Yeah, but cooking's so cool. It's like a science, you know, like baking and all that stuff. It's like that's something like I see I need to improve on as well. And you know, I get the opportunity to now, you know, because I never gave up, and it's like all those things I did, like as far as like early recovery, you know, going as hard as I did, you know, sometimes it could be overwhelming for people. It was overwhelming for me, extremely, because I was doing, like I said, you know, things don't go your way all the time, and like say like you do everything you have to do and watch things and still not go your way. Right. That's just life, and you have to accept that. It's life on life's terms, man. And you know, my relationship with my family didn't get better right away. You know, they weren't very understanding about, you know, why I had to do this. They thought I would, well, I don't want to make assumptions out there, but, you know, it took a while for me to get my trust back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'd say that was the most difficult thing about recovery. And, I really had to prove myself.
Exactly. I was
And
going to say that you have to prove it so
yeah,
that you're really serious about it.
yeah. And it took some time, but, today, uh, like, they see a change in me, and, like, I'm actually there for them, and they rely on me. And, that's something I'm not used to. I'm still getting used to it today. And I'd say, like, it's never going to be easy. It's, that's just
It's going to take
life.
time, man.
Yeah. Like, I did not know how to live life. And right now I'm learning.
Yeah.
And I'm never going to get a full grasp of it. And I have to accept that.
I don't think anyone gets a full grasp of life, though.
Wouldn't that be
You're not
awesome?
alone.
Wouldn't that be awesome
That
if you
would
were
be,
like just
could.
the all-knowing being of the universe?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Maybe not, though. You might know a little too much. You'd be like, fuck, find some shit out. You'd be like, oh,
Like,
man,
I
why?
wish I did not know that.
Yeah.
That is sick. Yeah.
How long is culinary school? Is it like 2-year course or
Oh man,
4 years?
I
guess you just
think
keep
it's
going,
about
right?
I think you could do it for like a year or two.
Oh, really? Yeah.
But I'm gonna see how far you could take it, and
Yeah, just keep going, man.
it's just a matter of figuring it out. Like say whenever you draw, like whenever you do a tattoo piece, it's like, we'll figure it out or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
as far as like blending the sleeve together, all that stuff. And, it's definitely that it's definitely like something that I have to pursue. I feel like, because, like I like something creative, like it gives me a drive. I'm passionate about it. I'm sure I said that like a million times, but it's just something I could see myself doing, and it's
Cool. That's the right attitude, man.
Yeah,
Definitely.
and the opportunity wouldn't have even presented itself like if I was still doing what I was doing. And it's just great, just like early, like just because of all the stuff I did in early recovery and how serious I took it, and I just never gave up, like despite things not going my way. And you make phone calls every day. That's things as simple as that. That's like the steps alone.
Yeah.
Making phone calls, talking to another human being that knows, well, probably like, they're messed up too. They can relate.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah, it's definitely work. People would think, I guess, they go to a program and, is this thing going to work for me? It's like, no, you have to work for it. You know what I mean? It's not going to work for you if you say, yeah, this is going to fix you. It's like, no, you got to fix yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they probably tell you about that kind of stuff. But, yeah, that's the whole thing. You have to want it,
Simple as that. You have to be willing. And I don't think I added this. You have to be completely honest with yourself and other people. You have to be straight up honest, because the moment you start lying, you start to believe your lies. And, it's just very important that you do that. And, you stay straight with that. And, like, because I was so used to just lying about the most stupidest things, like, and also you couldn't tell me if I was wrong or right,
Right.
So, like, well, I mean, you couldn't tell me I was wrong. I was right.
Yeah.
I was right all the time. There was the sky's not freaking blue. It's like yellow, dude. It's not blue right now. I don't know what are you talking about? You're insane.
Yeah,
like, and I completely believe that myself. Yeah. It's it's so delusional, and I'm extremely grateful today for what I have now, because it could be so much worse. And like the moment I like steer away from all the things that like got me to where I'm at now, like I see a decline. Like it's clearly visible. when I stopped doing the things that got me here today, like from the start. But as long as I like am aware of that, it's so important, you know. And it's not like, oh, it's all right, I don't need that, you know. Like you start saying that, dude, you're gonna start messing up, you know, and people are gonna catch on to that, you know, and those are the people that you should keep close that catch on to that stuff. For sure. But you know, it's so awesome. I'm so excited to actually live life, and you know, I get to connect with people on another level, and not a lot of people really understand like how this works. Like I still don't, you know. It's crazy to me. It's like, so people like tell me like, oh, so you were an alcoholic. I'm like, yeah, like no, I am an alcoholic.
Right.
Yeah. But it's
like
just,
even though you're not on it, you still have to admit to yourself that
I'm always gonna be an alcoholic, man.
Right.
Because if I have one, dude, it's over. It's game over. You know, it like, say like I'd be drinking for the week, and then towards the end of the week I'd be smoking crack. I can't have one out without the other, because when you're drunk, you don't tend to make like the best decisions.
Yeah, no,
like
no,
I've tried
not,
it before. You know,
famous
like,
last words: "Hold my beer." Yeah.
Yeah, hold my beer.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm just going up the corner real quick.
I can make the pool from the fucking house roof. You kidding me?
But
hold my beer.
Oh man,
you know what I mean? You gotta be careful of that shit, man.
But you know, like a lot of people realize like when you start to do better, you know, like say like I've just gone into like a grocery store where I used to normally go to at, and like people would recoil back or whatever, or just like say like
oh really,
friends I bump into or whatever, like in public, like they just like they recoil every
make
time.
Sure the wallet's still there.
No, not like that. In a good, they're in shock because I look
cool. I thought they kind of like thought.
No, they'd run away. They'd run away if they saw me back there.
Oh, right. I got you.
Now
they're like, that's good though, man.
Yeah.
They like seeing a new person.
They'd probably like try their best to avoid me, but like, you know, it's like that, you know, like I was missing all my teeth. I had untreated eczema, and I was always cracked out, dude. You know, like you know, like that's why like I went through so many jobs that I did before I went into rehab, man. Right. It's like, you know, like I thought I was like the shit, man. Like I thought I had it down, and like I got this, but like, you know, I really wasn't all I was cracked out to be. I was more cracked out, if anything. You know, it was, and people like you could just see in the eyes, you know, like come on, man. Yeah. And you know, I remember something I did with the White Monsters, or what, you know how they have those alcoholic monster drinks now.
No.
So something I did was I got the regular Monster can, and I poured that out. I didn't even drink it, and I would pour in the alcoholic Monster into the regular can, and I would bring that to work. No one would ever see me open the Monster can.
Right.
Yeah, dude. So like I thought
drinking a Monster.
Yeah. It's like I thought I was slick, dude. You know, but that's still alcohol, man. You know,
it actually has alcohol in it.
Yeah, it has actual alcohol, and it tastes like Monster, but it's no sugar in it, you know, no caffeine, no sugar. It's pretty.
Beer, maybe.
I don't remember. So it's like the same size as like a regular Monster can as well. It's called Beast.
I think I saw.
By the way, I love the taste of it. It tastes great.
I used to drink the White Monsters when I had them. I don't drink them anymore, but yeah,
it tastes just like Monster. You know, it doesn't get you hyped up. It gets you drunk. You know, really? So like I thought that was the best thing to ever exist. Yeah. And the spiked Arnold Palmers, I did the same thing with that. Dumped the regular Arnold Palmer out, and then I poured the spiked into the regular can. You know, and oh man, I believe those were 5%. I believe the Monster was 6%, 6.5%, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I thought I was really good at hiding it. You know, and it's. Like you know, I thought I was really good at hiding it, because also people couldn't tell me otherwise, and they knew that. You know, they knew I was just completely unapproachable, man. And but yeah, when people see me today, they don't run the other way. It's like they recoil back. They're like, "Yo, you look great. What happened, dude?"
That's
and
good,
it hasn't even been that long, you know.
Making improvement.
Yeah. But I am having 2 anniversaries next month for my 1 year, and it's gonna be freaking awesome. You know,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about doing a private meeting as far as like you know, like probably in my mom's backyard or something, and have a couple friends there. Have a nice little private meeting. That'd
That's
be
cool,
freaking awesome. You know.
You never met Erin at any meeting?
Yeah. I didn't speak. I spoke with her like just small talk. You
Okay.
know. But yeah, I think her and I would vibe out pretty nice. Yeah,
Oh, cool.
yeah, definitely. I definitely respect her recovery. She sounds freaking great for the amount of time she has. I'm so happy for her.
Yeah.
It's very rare that people get this, you know. And sometimes you also see people that want it more than you, and they just completely fall off the face of the earth. It's so crazy to me, you know. And it's also like I said, it's important to be honest with yourself, because you see people who are just, you know, they're still active, they just don't want to admit it, and it's like it's spiritually like not right for the soul, man. It messes with you on another level. And listen, it's something that I'm guilty of as well. Like, I'm fortunate enough to like have tried this my first time, and this is the only thing that has worked for me so far. And
I'll keep at it, because it's working good, man.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's it, man. Want to give your Instagram or contact in case somebody needs help in Long Island, they want to get in touch with you, you can hook them up. And
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, so I could plug my Instagram. So it's at Spiky Turtle.
Spiky Turtle.
Yeah, that's my Instagram. I love that name.
Yeah.
It's like
a Mario reference or something to the Spiky Turtle.
Yo,
guy?
Bowser. Yeah,
Bowser.
Bowser. Oh man, that should be the next tattoo, man.
Yeah, definitely, that'd be cool.
Yeah, but yeah, it's kind of like Bowser, I guess. You know, but it's like kind of like it's a cool name. It's like it's like an Xbox generated gamer tag in a sense. It sounds like something stupid like that, you know, like aerated bubble or something. But it's at, you know, like something like that, aerated bubble, the 4, 5, 6, 8, 9 or whatever. It's so crazy. But it's at Spiky Turtle. So it's SPIKEYTURTLE. You know,
Spiky Turtle.
Yeah. So if anyone has any questions as far as like, you know, again, on the right direction, and you know, maybe I could help someone out, and maybe this podcast helps someone out, you know.
Definitely.
It's just all about like getting the point across. And you know, yeah, I'm thinking about like doing something like this, you know. That'd be great.
Man.
Yeah,
it's
come across like so many interesting people, man. It's so cool. But yeah, it was a pleasure, my friend.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you for having me on, Eric.
Thank you, man. Thank you for being here. Cool.
All right, 1, 2.
1, 2. Here, let me give you this. The Book of John.
The Book of John.
I'm not a Christian. I'm a follower of Jesus, but I'm not.
Oh man, you need. I'm not sure if those are my. Those headphones are uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, these are skull candies. That's what I said. I have shitty headphones. I want a pair of headphones. I gotta get them. These are like